Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to give you the overview of what we're trying to accomplish today, and Ellen is my support mechanism in case I blank out on critical elements of it, and will help me float around the room. I want to acknowledge that we have two people who are attending virtually, so you can see them. They're the blue light eyeball back in the back table there, and hopefully they can hear us relatively well. And I'll explain. I do have one request relative to the two people who are online when we get into the process. And I want to explain, first I'll out myself, not as a politician, but as a process geek, as Frank acknowledged, and Ellen, I'm pretty sure, is a process geek too. And what we looked at when we were trying to think with Frank about how these meetings can be structured to engage in a different way, what we wanted to acknowledge is that the whole conceit of a workforce board of this nature is that we come from wildly different parts of the workforce space. Some represent labor, some business, some government, but we come together around a shared interest in seeing Vermont succeed and seeing a workforce system that is effective for Vermonters. And we need our process as a group to support that shared interest in the outcome and also the shared diversity of our professional knowledge that we bring to this room. And so the process that you're going to go through today starts with the assumption that the wisdom that we need is already in this room, that you all have critical ideas that will help us work together to move forward. And so the challenge is to create a structure that invites you to be creative, to be visionary, to be daring, to think at a high level today about where the real opportunities lie in the focused question that we have on our agenda today. But to be open and take some risks in thinking through what is possible. Don't necessarily get stuck in what is only maybe marginally achievable, but where do we need to go and why? And the process there'll be several steps to it, and I'll explain that in a second, but the ultimate goal here is that when we come out of today, we're going to try to identify a couple of core, high-level supported strategies from the people in this room that will be the basis for some work group activity between our meetings. That one of the things that this board needs to do is to jumpstart a deeper level of engagement among the stakeholders who care about these issues. This isn't just the Vermont House, Senate, and Governor that have to figure this out. This is all of us together. And if we create structures that are focused in their efforts in work groups that can help work between meetings, we can continue to sort of deepen the level of engagement, bring that engagement back to the board as a whole, and there's 40 or so of us, or 50 of us when we're all together. The board as a whole can work on focusing on next steps, strategic priorities, how to bring that to the political leadership, where to take that process and how to shape the impact that it can have. So that's the ultimate goal, and to do that iteratively through each of the major strategic priorities that were identified by the board in its previous work. So the 1, 2, 4, 8 all process is designed to take our time together, as I said, to harvest the wisdom that's already in the room, but also to elevate that to some high-level strategies and to engage all of you in bringing your best selves to these questions and to engaging with each other. And so as all good process geeks want to do, we're going to force you to do some things to have that happen, and that does mean some moving around. And so the process is very simple. The first step is I will give you 5 minutes to write down your own thoughts about the answer to the prompt that's on your agenda, and I can read it if people don't have it in front of them. After 5 minutes, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to say it's time to find a partner. And on the first attempt, don't choose a coworker. Choose somebody you don't know that well or somebody you don't know at all. And I want to make clear, too, that this isn't just limited. This is a great opportunity to have everybody who's in the room participate. So I don't want this limited just to the active board members, but anyone else who's in the room. Please be fully participating today. There's no formal decisions that are being made today that get into any kind of governance issues with the board as a whole. This will go before the board. So everybody's voice should be present. in those conversations. So when you've done your 5 minutes of quiet work and I tell you to find a partner, and then the two of you together share your top 3 really quickly, and then have a conversation about how those 2 sets of 3 become 1 set of 3. And then I'll ring a bell again, and you're going to find each pair is going to find another pair. There's going to be a brief sharing of the 3 top level priorities from each pair, and then a conversation among the 4 to say which of these can we merge into a top 3 for us as a group of 4. And then we'll do it one more time, 2 sets of 4 as a group of 8. So that's each step we're going to land with 3 top priorities. There's one caveat. Some of you are thinking, I know I can make a sentence that's a mile long, and it will have 17 different ideas in it, and I will call that 1. And I would just ask that you know you're doing it. So hold yourself to a higher standard. Make each one a discrete idea. So no cheating. But the reason for that is that what we're trying to do here, and we will collect all of the sheets, you don't have to sign them to acknowledge it's your idea, but we'll collect all of those sheets so that not a single one of those 3, even from you as an individual, will get lost. We'll capture that. But what we're trying to do is work together to find the alignment points that lead to the highest level strategies. And then during our report out, each group of 8 will have only 3 ideas, and because you're great at following directions, there'll be discrete ideas and not a long laundry list. And we'll capture that, and we'll look for moments of, or sort of synergies there that will lead us in reflection to figure out where the work groups need to target their energy. So that's the plan. Any questions? So when it gets to the pair, when pairs become 4s, I'm going to ask one pair to go to the back table and to work with the 2 people online to give them some engagement as well. We won't do that. We won't do it as a group of 8 for the online folks. That'll be a little too hard to manage. But so I'll try to. You may see me tap you on the shoulder and say, "Will you go back there?" So let's get started. We're only 5 minutes behind schedule. Any additions? Okay. So does everybody have the guiding question in front of them? No. No? All right. So
it's in the agenda.
It's in the agenda, but I'll read it. And I wanted to make one. Just to say one more thing, which is that the reason we chose this among the 7 strategies to start with is that we do know that there's a ton of work happening in this space right now. It's hot, it's good, there's productive thinking happening, and so it's a great place for us to begin our work as a workforce board with 7 strategic priorities. So that's why we started here. It's not because it's uniquely special to our hearts, but just that it's a fertile place to begin this process. So the question is, and I'll read it, and is what do you think are the 3 most pressing opportunities for change, improvement, or expansion within specific job training, apprenticeship, internship, 2-year degree, and certificate program workforce development areas? So your top 3 most pressing opportunities for change, improvement, or expansion. So it gives you a pretty wide range to go, but again, hold yourself to 3. And you can be thinking both in the immediate sense, and if something that seems so important to you is a little bit longer term out, that's fine, flag it and include it if that feels like it's a top 3 opportunity, even if it's a little bit longer in time frame. One quick note, yeah.
Some of you on the topics that we're talking about in terms of job training and 2 years and certificates and internships and apprenticeships might be wondering, well, where's the CTEs in all this? Because that's been a continuing theme that we've talked a lot about. We felt like that was such a big one that we intentionally left it out of this today because we want to have a dedicated, focused session just on CTEs. So don't worry, we will get there, but today we're going to focus in on just these, okay?
All right, so 5 minutes for thoughtful reflection, and I'll tell you when it's done.